All right, so let's see what we have. I mean, for today, there's like gold. That's that could be a move. I mean, it technically started to break out on Friday. Look at this, but I mean, today it clearly is confirming. So I guess depending on what the options look like, this could be possible, or even just like you know, like 2x gold. Oh, not this. Like 2x something gold. This I suppose it's 2x gold. But yeah, SNDK. Let me look at the hourly. What it looked like. Kind of already broke out here. There's a lot of things that broke out, but like not um, with a lot of conviction, I guess. Like this, technically, yeah, it broke out on Friday, out of this range. It doesn't, on the daily chart, doesn't look as same. Technically, you can look at this like this one on the daily chart, and it would be breaking out today. MU, I guess, try to break out here. It's actually gapping down a bit this morning by like 1% or so. USAS, another basic material, but there's way stronger basic materials than this, and like basic materials that broke out already, like this, for example, AG, not these, but majority is like at the bottom of the watch list, like SKE, I guess NGD, CD, yeah. So I guess today I'm really interested in, let's say, these top three, GLD, depending on the options. I mean, depending on the options, and then maybe just the 2x version of this, or like maybe SNDK, take a small entry on this. Technically, it could be a bit late because the first initial entry would have been here. But if it's confirming today, don't see a, I don't see a reason not to enter today, technically, because it's kind of breaking out on the daily chart today. But technically, if you really want to be precise, it broke out of this hourly range on Friday. And for MU, I guess we'll have to see if it just ends up breaking out. I mean, we're talking now, but who knows? Our market might just reverse and then just not, like, nothing confirms today. I guess we'll have to see. Market opens in like what, 3 minutes? Any stocks you guys are looking at this morning, or that you have in mind, or in your watch list that I don't have in mind? Because I mean, there's a couple of things that are not bad looking, but if we look at the overall market, I mean, overall market is down. Right? It's not as down as it was like earlier. It kind of went back up a bit, but it's still down. It's right at its 50 SMA right now, between the 10 and 20 SMA, and it's 50 actually. It's 50 is right at its 10 right now. For QQQ, it's under it's 10, 20, and 50 SMA right now. And what about IWM? Oh, sorry guys. I mean, it's not bad. It's down 0.5% pre-market, right at its right between its 10 and 20 SMA. Guess we'll have to see. Oh, so this is the best GLD, not the one I saw earlier, but UGL. It's gold. This is a 2x version of it, but it's pretty good. Probably just will buy this instead of buying options, to be honest. Yeah, 2x exposure of gold. There's also Nvidia earnings on Wednesday. Actually, might be breaking out here, but or close to here. But yeah, Nvidia earnings. I think the market will be slower. Usually, the market is pretty slow heading into Nvidia earnings, and then depending on the results or what they announce, the market start to pick up and choose a clear direction. Let's say today might be I don't know if it'll be a short day. I'm not seeing much as out of right now. You know, if we look at the gap screener, there's not much that are confirming our criteria. This is, I mean, technically this is not bad, but it's gold related stock. So at this point, I'll just enter gold. It's look very very strong here. So all right, market opens in 5 seconds. Let's see what we have. I'd go on 5 minute confirmation. By the way, all right, market just opened. For some reason, my alert just didn't go off. Oh, all right. So gold. What about gold? What about SNDK? Let's do a quick overview of the rest of the watch list. SNDK, it looks pretty good, but USAS maybe? But it's not the strongest basic material stock. Huge volume here for some reason. Did it have any news? Doesn't look like it. But it's strong today. SNDK is very, very, very small right now. Very, very thin candle. Obviously, it's been only a minute, but this could be very good. If it just stays around here, maybe retest Friday's high and takes above its first 5 minute candle high when the 5 minute passes. We'll have very good size on this. USAS maybe can be interesting. Let me put an alert here just in case. But it's not the strongest one, so I'll just put an alert in case it try to run. And if it crosses my alert, I guess we'll have to look at it and make a decision by then. But what about the rest of the market? This obviously very strong. Silver related stock, basic material. TRX is not bad, but it's been trading weird, I would say. And I guess here, I guess I tried to break out here, but it was super choppy. I just let it go. Not bad looking. So this is the market. The market is trying to catch up right now. It's trying to close its gap. It's actually almost just under break even right now. QQQ not that much, but it's heading there. Gold is not moving much, but SNDK is not red on that. Let me put another at the high just in case. 661.74. Let's see. All right, this. Guess I'm mainly looking at gold here. Let me look at the UGL. What does it look like? The size would be absolutely insane. But the volume is pretty low right now. It's not moving much. Very high chance it just reverses on us and stop us out. I mean, especially if it's not moving that much, but the size would be absolutely insane if we really get into details. That's for sure. Maybe SNDK, it tried Friday's high, just like I said, and now maybe it wants to go. What would the size be on this? For a 1/4%, let's say. Damn, actually would be very good. Yeah, very, very good. Then GLD. Well, UGL in that case. What would the size be on this? Would be insane. Dude. Yeah, the size on this would be like way too much. Like would have to trim the size on this. SNDK, by the way, just confirmed, but it's not been 5 minutes yet. Let me just get ready in case it wants to go. Like literally the risk on UGL, since the size is so low, I probably just risk like 0.1%. Because if not, your size would be way, way, way too high. That's crazy. Oh, SNDK 662.88. What about this? All right, I'm buying UGL right now, like 0.1%, like literally. If not, the size is just way too high. So, dude, even with 0.1%, the size is insane. I'll do 0.05. Like I'm absolutely for real. I don't want to put more. I don't want to put much into this. Like even with 0.05%, I have like 10% of my account into this. And if it just gaps down, obviously we'll have to manage the position at the end of the day, but the size is worth like every single cent there's into this. If we obviously update the position at the end of the day to make sure it doesn't stop out, like just gaps down. I'll send out the other couple seconds. That's dude. I'm literally risking like that. That's insane. That's so funny. .05% risk, dude. That's crazy. But the size is just so worth it. SNDK, yeah, I'm taking a bit of SNDK right now. Again, this one is very choppy. I'll take a 1/4%. Well, not choppy, but it's been trying to trick us. Here. All right. Looks pretty good for today. gold's going, SNDK is going. This I'd probably just skip it since we have gold. It's kind of both are related, basic materials and gold. So, but if you guys are skipping gold or like don't have access to UGL, because I know some of y'all are trading in like Europe and you don't have access to all these EDFs. Yeah, so in that case, you could go with gold options. Target like what, like 500, maybe just under these eyes, or like at these eyes like 510 for, I don't know, who knows, right? It's tricky with options. You have to calculate with ADR depending on your target strike, and then you choose your expiration date. Or you could also do the other way around. Like let's say you wanna, yeah, SNDK moved pretty fast here. My entry is around here, 660 something. And now it's like what, almost 680 right now? Dude, that's crazy. I mean, 670 is not bad. If you adjusted your risk with your entry, it's fine. Your size is a bit less, but it's still pretty good size. Yeah, if that's what I'm saying. If you're making sure, or if you're preparing your entries and your risk earlier, like before entering the position, you had to, like, it's just way faster. And yeah, you can cut down your position after, if it just goes faster and the stock moves a bit more than you intended it to. But that's usually what I do. My I just stop loss and then the entry in my position sizing calculator. And then obviously I actually did enter a bit higher because my entry that I calculated was exactly at like this penny here to the high. So when I did enter, I moved it a bit higher and I entered a position. So it reduced my size a bit, but other than that, it's pretty good. What's the market doing? Market's kind of bounce here. It's not bad. There's a couple of things that are good looking. It's just overall the market has been tough to trade. But like, we're not missing setups, right? What we're missing is follow through. That's a very important distinction. There's a lot of setups in the market. There's a lot of setups that we skipped that ended up either going up, but the majority of them just ended up reversing, or like would have stopped us out. That's why we're selective. We are selective because we have a lot of opportunities in front of us, but we are passing up on them because the follow through is just not worth it for us to put risk into them. Don't know if that makes sense, but it's a very important distinction, right? We're not skipping trades because they're not, because there's missing setups in the market. No, there's a lot of setups in the market. There's just not enough setups providing us with, the right follow through that we're looking for, the right risk reward, or the overall market conditions are not providing us with what we're looking for in terms of risk and reward. And I guess win rate can play a bit onto this. Where our risk, yeah, I guess since more trades are stopping us out, the win rate is a bit lower. The size on UGL is absolutely insane. I don't know if you guys took that, but like for such low risk, I 100% believe it is. You cannot skip this, right? You're basically risking like 0.05% of your account. And then SNDK is normal risk, 0.25 for the current market conditions. I guess it makes sense, but and by the way, do you guys understand why I'm saying we'll have to reduce our size on gold at the end of the day? Does that make sense? Because if you look at it, look, it is gapping up so much, or down in that case. It's basically gapping so much all over the place. And right now we have like, well, I think I have 10, if not like 11% of my account into this for such low risk. By the way, that's insane. That's like usually the type of sizing you get with like a good 0.5 or even like 1% risk. But we basically risk like a tenth of that. Um, but you know, if it just decides to gap down a lot overnight, well, our gap down is, let's say it gaps under a stop loss. Obviously, it's not that much, but let's just say it gaps down like a couple percent. It's a couple percent that we're losing on, you know, for example, 10% of our account. So that's why at the end of the day, depending on what it does, obviously we'll keep some size into this, but we'll also just, there's a good chance we'll just trim some of the position to hold an inadequate position overnight, if that makes sense, to protect us over, you know, against overnight risk and gap down risks. If it gaps up, that's good. That's why we're also, you know, keeping some sizing into this. But for now, we have very good size. Depending on what it does today, we'll adjust at the end of the day. If it, you know, if it goes up like significantly, we can keep a bit, because even if it gaps down, there's a low chance it gaps down like 10% or whatever. Any other names or positions you guys are looking at today? USA has just confirmed, by the way, if you guys want to get in position into this. Personally, I will skip this, but it's not bad looking. What's the volume say? Volume is low. Is it low? Yeah, volume is low, but it's been low. It's always been low, it looks like. Except here, for some reason, Friday, huge volume at the end of the day. But it confirmed. So if you guys want to position into this, you can. It's not bad looking. It's a pretty strong stock. Like if you zoom out, it's just been going up. You know, it's, you know, build a range here, going up. Build a smart range here, going up. Build a range here. Good chance it just keeps going up, especially if the basic material sector is gaining strength again. But it's not the strongest basic materials stock. Obviously, there's the strongest ones are the ones that broke out first, or the one that are earning up the best. Talking about like a couple of them that we haven't watched this, but hey, gee, look at this. This is absolutely insane. It's a silver related stock. What's silver looking like? You know, silver broke out. It's just passed right above its 20 SMA right now. CIFR earnings tomorrow. Yeah, earnings are tomorrow. It's technically in a range right now. I'm not a huge fan of these lower. I mean, this low, but if we forget about this one, overall range is not bad looking, I would say. Maybe this. I would have preferred if it just stayed within this range, but it's kind of been breaking down a bit. I guess we'll have to update the range. It could totally just go significantly tomorrow based on like after earnings, based on their earnings reports. This can be a very interesting one. You also have Wolf in the watch list in the same sector. Let me look up Wolf. Is it in a watch list still? No, it's not. So Wolf here. I believe this one is a bit stronger. There's also Iron. You know, Iron is very similar to CIFR. Maybe CIFR is a bit stronger than Iron, or very similar in that case. There's other ones like Mara, but Mara is way weaker right now. But yeah, it could be an interesting one to look after earnings. Also, guys, very important. As you can see on gold here, you know, obviously with the I mean, we traded this entire move down, this entire pullback, and now we're turning the way up, right? We don't have, like, as traders, it's very important to not have any bias because the market will provide you with, endless opportunities. But if you're biased and, if you believe, or if you truly believe a stock, or if you have conviction that something is going to do this, but you have the opportunity to, let's say here, I was super convinced that that gold was about to go down, was about to break down, and now it's been going up. But since I'm so convinced that it's going to break down, I'm skipping this move, right? Because I'm saying no, it's breaking, it's breaking up, but I truly believe it will go down. So I'm skipping this opportunity because I'm believing in the opposite. You don't, like, it is the worst thing to do. Just look at the charts, take up the information that the charts and the market is giving you, and react to it. That's as simple as this. You don't need to have any bias. It's just very, it's very hard, like a hurtful thing to do in your trading. We've traded this move, gold here, this move up. Like, and actually, dude, that's crazy. The amount of trades we did on gold this past year is insane. We traded this here, this pullback, after it sets up here. So we traded, parabolic short here. It subs, it sets up somewhat like this. We trade this move up. If you guys remember this, this move we did options, did like 200%, I think. This insane move up, options as well. So we couldn't trade the entire move, but we had options that like 2,000% in 3 days, 2,090%. So for those that did take it, I know a lot of y'all just are skipping these options play. Like this one did 200%, this one did, 2,000%. So we traded down, we traded up. Now I think this, we did not trade any of this. Here we traded down. This was not options though, it was shares. Inverse shares, it did, I think at peak like 35%, 35 to 40% at peak on here, on very good sizing, very rewarding trade. And now we're, trading up again. So we did down, up, down, up. Very important to not have any bias in the market. Like, who knows? If it just reverse stays in the range and eventually it breaks down, then you can trade the move down, right? Nothing keeps you from trading both plays. That's what we're doing. We're taking advantage of every opportunity. SNDK is very good looking. Changing subject a bit, but yeah, SNDK is very good looking. I would really like that this take over this high here. Previous highs at 725. Obviously, maybe not today, but in this move, could be pretty good. Any questions you guys have? If not, I guess I'll just hop off, leave you guys with this. I believe we're very well positioned. I was fully cashed on Friday, took advantage of these two opportunities today. For now, both of them are pretty good looking. UGL, it's actually pretty good into profits. Their size is amazing. SNDK, pretty good size as well. It's deep into profits now, and a couple percent. But a couple percent on good size makes a huge difference. So any questions or setups you guys are looking at or interested in before I hop off? If not, I'll leave you guys with this. Wish you guys a good day, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. So, are we all good? Taking this as a yes. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.